Yo, what is up, everyone? Hope all's going well for you. Welcome back to Get Jacked. Now today, we're continuing off here on the center map PvP. We've got our base situated here, a little bit better at least. A turret on each corner, one on the roof, 5 total. We're getting there. We're getting there, all right? It's a lot of work getting pearls by hand, trying to get as many as I can with one breath of air. We need to get scuba, but unfortunately scuba is level 81, so I'm working on it, alright? I think today we're going to tame up some kind of a dolphin. We also need to get into a couple of these pieces. I want to learn some of the S Plus stuff. They are implementing it onto official, of course, and I kind of want to get acquainted with everything that's in this piece by piece, so we might build a couple of these things, see what we can find. But there is one thing that I definitely want. I've been picking up all of the poop off the ground, and I'm getting really sick of it. It's probably half my time is going around trying to get fertilizer for these dang plants. So we're gonna have to get a dung beetle for sure. We're getting a dung beetle today for sure. That is on the list. But we also need to see, I swear it's one of these things. There's so much in here and I have no idea where any of it is located. So sometimes the search terms don't necessarily work correctly. I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to focus too much on that, but oh, here it is. This down here. This S plus, well, you've got that, but S plus item collector. There we go. That's all I want. I don't want to have to pick up fertilizer and all that crap. It's just it's annoying. And so we are going to get into that, but we need to get propellant. Okay, we need to figure that one out. Anyway, what we're gonna do today is we need a dolphin, I think, and then we're gonna go for a dung beetle for sure. Other than that, we're just gonna do a bunch of random stuff. We've got so many things that I need to get progressed around the base that I don't even know where to start at this point. So let's get into this. Alright, I've decided before we head out and go grab a dung beetle, I'm going to have to get another pteranodon. I've only got the one at the moment. We need a couple more. I was going to wait until we could get, I don't know, kibble or something, but since we have the bear, prime's really easy to get. I don't think it's worth waiting until that long. Wait, is that damaged? Oh, dang. Somebody tried to blow this up. Alright, we need to repair this quick. Was that already there? Before I put the turrets up, or did that happen afterwards? I need to repair that, though. That's not good. I'm glad I saw that. Alright, we're going to get a little bit more turrets today, so we should be okay in that regards. Dang. Okay, we're going to have to repair this quick. Alright, let's take care of this, and then I'm going to search for, I don't know, a couple decent pteranodons to knock down. And maybe we can even get some eggs going out of those. I don't know, maybe. It would be nice to actually get some bred ones pretty soon. Alright, we've got one down. I've lost a bit of my armor trying to survive down here. It's so annoying around this area. I actually lost one of the good pteranodons I was taming. I had 3 of them down. Lost one of them because terror birds just like to jump off the cliff. Fall on top of things. This one I've just been watching because it's outside of my spiked wall. I've got another one inside of the spiked wall that I just finished. This should be enough for him, I hope. But this one actually turned out pretty good for a prime tame pteranodon. Now this was a 130 prime tame. Came out with 1800 HP and also 425 stamps, so not too horrible actually. It's decent. I want a couple of these. Alright, we got this alpha carno coming up onto our area. We need to take this out. Actually, have never really fought too many alpha carnos. They used to be pretty rare, but I feel like they're everywhere now. If I go to the island or the center map, they're just everywhere. Yeah, you didn't even see me come out of that invisible stream that just doesn't exist. This is actually doing a decent amount of damage to me. I hope that we'll be alright. It's only level 50, but they actually put out a lot of damage. I feel like they're stronger than Rexes because they have a high attack speed. Alright, that actually did a decent amount for only a level 50. I would have thought that I could easily take on a level 150, but I don't think that's going to be a thing. We need a stronger bear. Good crossbow, good axe. Heck yeah, we got some hide gloves. Just kidding. We'll keep them in the vault Or, I mean, we don't really have a vault, but we'll keep them in a storage bin in case we need them, I guess. There we go. Get some XP on that bear. Alright, just got back from another metal run. I'm gonna go melee. That was a poor performance against that Carno. We need to be able to take them out much faster. It took quite a while. Alright, we're gonna get some eggs out of these things, or at least the two that I just tamed up. So they're not too horrible. Both of them were 135. No, one of them, I can't really remember. I think the one I just tamed was 130, and then this one was 135, possibly. But we really just want the stats both from the one that I just tamed with the 1800 HP, 425 stam. If we could get that, that'd be great. Now, we're not going to hatch this today or anything, but I want to get maybe 6, 7 eggs, and then we'll do it, because then we should at least get a couple with the good stats, and it'll be worth it to breed that many. Anything going on out here? Nothing interesting. I figured it would be better scenery than sitting inside of a box whistling, but I'm probably just gonna let these things do their thing, and we'll be back when this is all set. Okay, just went out and got all the polymer that we're gonna need for a scuba and whatnot. I'm not quite level 81. I have to go out and get that last level. Are these cooking anything? I do need this. Hold up, let me grab all this polymer. I want to get this scuba going, and I thought maybe in the process of getting this polymer, I would, you know, level up. I didn't get that much XP. So, let's see here. In here, level 81. All of it is level 81. That's so annoying. It's so high level for scuba. Like, I get it, you want us to tame underwater stuff early, but have you ever tried to tame a dolphin without scuba? It is a pain. Alright, let's go get one more level. I guess I'll have to find some alphas or something. Bear's level 281 now. He's gotten so much XP today. So, I've also gotten to level 81. We're set. Let's make this scuba. I'm just gonna make up maybe 5 or 6 sets of the stuff, and then we'll go get some pearls, because I need some more turrets really badly. This is poorly defended at this point, so we really need to start focusing on that. I've got extra polymer, I hope, after these are crafted. What am I missing? Alright, we're not going to make the goggles because I don't care. Fiber, hide for both of those, and then I also need silica pearls. I don't think I have pearls. I think we just have the one. What do the flippers even need pearls for anyway? The buttons? Like buttons on the... I don't even know. Why would you need that? Let's make it without the pearls. We can make up a bunch of tanks at least. Okay, I'm just gonna go to some of the beaver dams around here. We should be able to find enough pearls for that. That's not gonna be an issue. So give me a sec. We'll be good on that. All right, here we go. First time underwater with flippers. It feels so amazing. I've been going to there's like a spot at the bottom of the waterfall where the redwoods meet the tundra. And you can actually swim around there pretty well. It's not very deep, and you can get a decent amount of pearls. Way easier than me flying all the way to the lava area. Okay, I was getting worried for a second. I thought I was gonna swim all the way down here and not see a single pearl node. So I think we should be faster. At least I sure hope we're faster than everything down here. If we run into like a plesiosaur or something, we might not be faster than that. But I know we're faster than megalodons. Okay, this is where it's at. This should be enough in just a few of these areas to get a few more turrets up on that base. I want to take those catwalks down. I don't like having catwalks on my base. So I want to take those down and get some hatch frames up with some turrets, you know? We need some coverage. Was waiting for some of this metal to cook up, and I was a bit productive. Went out and tamed up some dodos. It was pretty exciting. There are no dodos in the redwoods, I'll tell you that. I had to go really far away to get them. So hopefully we can get some pteranodon kibble and stuff going. Anyway, I made up a refrigerator a few minutes ago, so we need to go place that thing down, and now I can put the rest of these electronics into turrets. Now, I've been using preserving bins this whole time, and it's getting a bit annoying having to restock them with spark powder and stuff like that. Also, they just kind of suck. They don't really preserve anything very well at all, so let's see here. We've got 3 turrets. We're all set. Let me go put this refrigerator down. Haven't really decided. I think we'll just put it up here next to this thing. So there's these little storage container type deals, and that's what I've been using up here for the good stuff. Actually, yeah, let's go right here. I think this is gonna be the best spot. I was gonna put it where that cooking pot is, but whatever. I think it'll work right here. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Okay. This is a lot of slots. Let's get this all transferred over. I don't want any of this garbage in here. I also have 4 pteranodon eggs at this point. It only takes about 12 hours for the pteranodons, and this video has been spread out over time because I've been doing a lot of farming and not a lot of progress. So I've been stocking up on a lot of resources, stuff like that, and evidently just breeding pteranodons. So, okay. Let's go put these turrets up here. Coming back from a metal trip, I'm a bit heavy, but check it out. I just had to. I was too tempted. I've seen quite a few of the beehives around in the area and saw a decent 145 female, and it's gonna be perfect for this male. I'm gonna turn this into a weight bear. Honestly, I don't even want an RG over here. RGs are really slow, and I'll just use one of these. I don't really care until we get a Quetzal or something like that to even bother with an RG. We'll just have a pteranodon army and a bunch of weight bears. Just kidding, that sounds horrible. But we will put points into weight on this one for sure. Make things a little bit easier around here. Now, eventually, we will breed the 2 of these. That would be pretty nice. Let me get this all transferred in. Figured I'd show you this so you don't just start wondering where some random second bear just came from. Okay, so we're getting into one of our first little S plus type things. It is a underwater mine, is what the icon is, but this thing should be what we need so I don't have to continually pick up all of this feces by hand. You know, it's not like I have a sink or anything. I can't just wash off constantly. And also it'll pick up eggs for me, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay, so where are we putting this? Give me that. See, it's just a habit. I should have probably just left it. Okay, cooking pot, now it's your time to move. What did I have in there? Oh, okay. I definitely want those. Here. This'll do. Alright, and it says unpowered. So this is where this thing comes into play. We've got this Anubis structure type deal, and basically, as you know, the center map doesn't have Scorched Earth items, and there's no way to get them onto Scorched Earth. Like Ragnarok, you can just have it there. So this has been added in so that we can convert certain things into Scorched Earth items. This way, we can get whips, we can get stuff like that, and we don't have to worry about, like, having Scorched Earth or going to Scorched Earth or anything like that. So that's all this thing is. It just converts basic resources into that. And mostly because also the structures plus stuff like this requires Scorched Earth things to power. So we needed it implemented. So that's how that is. You'll also see, do you pick up after me as well? You don't clean up after me? What the heck? I guess it doesn't pick them up if I drop it, only if that stuff. I saw some shoot in there, and I think it was distributed directly into our fertilizer bins, which is pretty cool. That'll put it right into there. I don't know how much propellant this is gonna take over time. That was a bit costly, actually. So it's not like that stuff is really cheap. It's not like that was cheaper to make propellant that way than through Scorched Earth. It was definitely, I think it was a little bit more costly. Anyway, now I'll just let the machine pick up all that garbage, and I don't have to sit here trying to gather it, and it'll save us some time. Alright, I've come to a cave. We're going to get ourselves a dung beetle. Now, I know these spawn on the lava island, but it knocks you off when you go inside there with a pteranodon. Just kind of sketchy in general. I couldn't find any in the areas that I could reach, so I came here. We're in like a jungle cave. That one's level 90 though, so I'd rather see if there's a lower level somewhere, because that's gonna take a bit of time to tame. Alright, we've got spiders. The heck, how'd you hit me? What's this aimbot? Aimbot spiders. What the? These, they're homing webs. Alright, that one's level 92, seriously? Alright. Okay. You win. I'll just tame the level 90. I'm not trying to go any further. I was hoping maybe I'd find like a level 20 or something along the path there, but no. I'm not trying to go all the way into that cave. Alright, we'll take this guy. Let's get our pteranodon. You can't fly over here, so come with me. Let's go. We need to get out of here. Alright, let's get this back to base and tame it up safely there. Okay, these don't seem to move around a lot. I noticed it in the caves as well. The dung beetles weren't moving, whereas usually I feel like they do. Like, this guy hasn't moved from this area since I put him there, and he's been there for a bit. So, as you can see, I've removed the catwalks from the base. They're ugly and useless. I just put them there. I don't know why I put them there. I just had them and I put them up. But now we've got hatch frames with at least a couple turrets on them, and we're sitting better now. We'll be able to expand the base, I think, probably next time. There we go. He's all set. First dung beetle. Now, that's going to save a lot of thatch. I actually usually go straight to dung beetles. I usually try and like rush them as quickly as possible and don't even bother with fertilizer bins. But using fertilizer bins this time, I've realized you go through a lot of thatch with those. Like, a lot. Okay, let me build a cage here quick. I always like to put them... I know you can weigh them down, but, you know, this organizes them a little bit better. They don't get in the way. You don't get stuck on their dung beetle legs. So we can stick them inside this cage somewhere. We're actually running out of room. We're gonna have to expand this place. I'll probably stock up between this video and the next, and we'll do a base expansion next time. Where do we put this thing? Alright, move the bear out of the way, and it fits perfectly right here. This is nice. Alright. New home. Oh, he loves it. Just went right in. Alright, now we're good. This thing's gonna produce some mad fertilizer for us, and I can stop dealing with those other bins. Right when it starts distributing them to the bins, this item that we put up, then I go get a dung beetle. Yep, smart. I was taming this dolphin, and it was running away from the shark, and it beached itself. It's almost done too. Stupid shark. Gotta be kidding me. Alright, I've tamed a dolphin, and you guys are gonna be quite impressed. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I like to tame pretty high stat creatures, but this one's like something I've never seen before. Level 15 itchy, topping out with like 320 HP, so you know it's good. I'm pretty excited to take this thing out into the sea. Now, I don't have a saddle for it. This was another one that I was trying to tame. It was actually, I was taming two of them. That one decided to just jump. That one didn't even beach itself. It just jumped straight out of the water right there. So, you know, they just don't like me. This one did, though. Tame it out at a solid level 22. No, it was level 20. It was level 20. Sorry, it wasn't level 15. 15, that's for noobs. Of course, we only tame things above level 20. 20 and above. So, I need to go make a saddle for this. Hopefully, it doesn't get bitten by one thing while I'm gone for a few seconds getting some hide. But, yeah, we'll be right back. Alright, I said earlier, like, that was the way to get pearls, but this is the way to get pearls. And then when we get an anglerfish, that's gonna be the way to get pearls. But, I mean, step by step, right? One step at a time. Now, this is the spot. Like, the center gets really deep in the ocean. So I made sure I brought 2 scuba tanks. We're going to fill up on as much of this as possible. we will for sure expand that base tomorrow. That's what I'm trying to work for, because we're going to need, you know, pretty much double the amount of turrets to be able to cover double the base size. So I'm going to sit out here collecting stuff. I would really like to find an underwater drop. I've never seen them on the center map. Never really explored the underwater on it at all. So I think there's probably going to be some cool stuff that we find down here. But this has definitely been a productive day. Alright, here we go. Look at this place. It's amazing. I don't know what that thing is growing on the side of the wall, but how does it exist? We are so far down. Like, you know how in Ragnarok you kind of go down into that drop-off, or the island map, you go into a drop-off? Yeah, this has that, and then it just goes down again. So it's like a... I feel like it's double the way down than what you'd see on the island, so pretty interesting. This is really, really deep. And really interesting looking. We're gonna... If we get to that point in this series, we're finally going to build an underwater base. How... Like, that'd be so awesome. I've never built one before, and I always say that I want to. Alright, I'm gonna explore this a little more. Maybe we can find a drop or something. I found a drop or something. Check this out. What do we got here? Ascendant? That's actually pretty high armor. Probably never gonna be able to craft it though. Alright, I need to get back to base though. I'll get all these resources all set. We're gonna do a little bit of base building tomorrow, I think, and an expansion on the base and maybe a little farm. But that's where we're gonna stop for today. If you like this video, definitely hit that thumbs up and or subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.